Back in 2019, the family my mom was a nanny for, like the kid got older, so they didn't need her as a nanny. And she was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I was like, I don't know. She's like, I'm like really bored. Can I book your travel? And I was like, yeah, you used to be like a corporate trainer. You travel all over the place. No. One trip. It was me going to Montreal to Scotland. She booked the worst trips I've ever seen in my life. I was like, why did you book me a 12-hour flight from Montreal to Dublin? And she went, it was cheaper. I went, I don't give a shit about cheap. Yeah, no. What are you doing? I'm trying to fly there. Well, my return flight from Scotland to New York, she booked it Scotland to Oslo, Norway to JFK. I looked it up. There was a direct from Scotland to JFK. I was like, what did you... I had to cancel all the flights and rebook them.
Paco, when he was driving, Paco put his GPS on, and it was going to take us like 8 hours to get home from Pittsburgh. Like, what's going on? He was like, oh, you want to pay tolls? I was like, yes, I want to pay tolls. In your fucking mind.
It's the same thing. You go, I just want to get there. I just want to fucking get there.
You're going to stay in the car for an extra 3 hours.
Leader, Alpha... No one's ever booked any travel for me.
No, I don't have any book my travel either. My tour management company would book my travel for me, but I don't trust anybody to. Like,
my elderly mother needed something to do.
Like, I want a window, but like sometimes you go like, all right, there's no window available, but is it worth it? Is it short? There's a lot of nuance to how you like to travel.
Yeah. So. First out, baby.
First out. First thing smoking. And Don books all my travel because I used to have my agent book my shit, and they get a different assistant every 3 months.
Book your travel?
And then they fuck it up every time. You have to teach a new guy.
Fly first class?
Yes, I fly first class.
He goes, thank you very much, travel agent.
But when your wife books it, she's always a nickel chaser. It's like,
what is she, a chaser?
Nickel.
Oh, sorry.
Chaser.
Talk about Dawn here.
She's one of those too, I think. But she'll always book Comfort Plus. I'll be like, dude, first class was $260 more.
Yeah.
She's like, you're fine. Oh, fuck off.
It's good.
Yeah.
No, I book my
own shit.
Yeah, I book my.
You're a real leader,
man.
But I also book my flights the day before I leave.
But isn't your manager?
Stupid.
You have a manager, right?
Yeah.
You have a manager.
I don't want them booking the flights because they always go like, this is a fun. We can fly on this airline and this. You go Delta first out.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the manager book, because doesn't the manager still send you the options and then you pick the option?
No.
It's the same as doing it on the app.
Oh, I just book it on my app.
That's what I mean, though. But people that have their manager book, I'm like, does it?
Because managers they act like they're
on?
necessary, so they just want to do every little thing that doesn't really fucking matter.
Yeah, you want me to chew your food and then you can swallow it? And you go, I don't think I need that. And they go,
That's how we do it in my family.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you needed a manager.
Bird joke.
Before apps, they had a travel agent. They always had a travel agent. Like Barry Katz had a travel agent that worked with all his clients.
That's the rub.
They just went to that. You didn't booking a flight back in early 2000s was like impossible.
A phone call.
Yeah, it was crazy.
You had to call.
It was nuts.
Airline.
Yeah,
it's crazy when you watch old movies and they're like, "I'll just buy a ticket at the airport. I'll just go to the airport and I'll buy a ticket for the flight."
That's crazy.
Yeah, I remember JFK. You had to wait out the ticket counter. It was right by the door, and there was like a small area, so you had to wait outside to go in and check.
But you could also smoke a cigarette and rip a flight attendant.
Oh, I remember that. I smoked in line getting on a plane once.
Oh,
that was great.
Oh my god!
Smoking on a plane would be crazy.
I smoked on a plane.
I've never. Yeah,
you smoked on a plane
when I was 15. When they were shipping me back from
How
jail.
old are you?
When they were shipping me from jail in Rochester to jail in Boston.
Remember when he lived Con Air? Remember when they flew him back on a Con Air?
Dude, I was
he went out and hit the wind.
Bobby's like, and there was all these snakes on the plane.
And I said, dude, it's Christmas, and you're at
you
motherfucker.
Yeah.
They had to fly me back because I was a ward of the state of Boston, so they couldn't keep me up there. They had to ship me to DYS in Boston. So they took me.
They had to ship you to Boston?
They wrote that song about him. They go, I've been an alcoholic since I was 12.
And I was on the plane, and I asked the flight attendant, stewardess at the time, I go, do you have a light? And she went and got me a light, and I lit up a fucking Marlboro Red.
You mind unhooking these?
No, I didn't have handcuffs.
They're mighty uncomfortable.
They actually had 2 state troopers waiting for me right at the gate of the door, and I was like, hey, thank you. She's like, bye. And I just put my hands behind my back.
That's crazy.
And they took me away.
And you were hot.
This story's crazy.
Yeah, 15.
This story's out of control.
Whatever, dude. It
was smoking a cigarette on a plane. The fact that you're old enough to have that story is
crazy.
Bonkers.
Yeah.
I remember like smoking cigarettes in the diner.
That's nice.
Like that was like my right after high school, like fucking.
When Nate first moved to Nashville, I went down there to do a show, and we did an open mic at a bar.
Thank you.
And I was sitting at the bar waiting for a beer, and I looked over and the guy was smoking, and it fucked me up. I like couldn't process it because I still smoked cigarettes, and I went, "What are you doing?" And the guy's like, "Smoking a cigarette." I was like, "You can just smoke in." This is 2010, 2011.
Now, you could smoke in like what was that, Netherlands there?
Yeah.
You could smoke at the airport in Europe until recently.
Oh yeah.
You could smoke there.
Europe, they give you cigarettes for your baby.
Yeah,
remember
put this in his mouth.
Remember as a kid,
It's a good baby. So
This is how he will become.
Burger King had those silver
Yes.
cardboard ashtrays.
Yeah, that
They
you
were
could
like
put
little
on-
paper ashtrays.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Burger-
yeah.
You'd sit with your burger.
You can still get a smoking room in Vegas. So they have a smoking floor. At
bet
the
that thing
Rio.
smells
not the new hotels.
At the
The
Rio,
old ones, yeah.
they were like, "You want a smoking room?" And I was like, "I'll take a smoking room because I smoke cigars." The loneliest thing I've ever done is
It
in my
stinks.
room.
The whole fucking
it
floor
sucked.
stinks.
It sucked.
It's disgusting.
God, at airports, sometimes there's smoking rooms. Tucson used to have a room where you could
Oh
go
yeah, they
smoke.
still have them. Yeah,
Atlanta.
yeah.
You open it, yeah. and-
Atlanta was the worst because if you looked up, the ceiling tiles were all yellow. I saw a lady. She left her baby out in front of the glass and came in and had a quick butt.
Tampa has a smoking room.
They have an outside.
Oh yeah, that like
It's
area
outside.
up there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you go outside.
But I looked, I was like,
yeah,
I
they used to have one in. I smoked in LaGuardia Airport.
fucking breakdance Nazi salute. Boo, boo, boo.
LaGuardia Airport. I smoked. They had a little. Like bar, and you could go smoke. You had to get
Ah,
a
it's
drink. You
great.
could smoke.
DIA too.
When I used to smoke cigarettes, it was
the best.
Bobby's like, when I was in Alcatraz, they let me smoke.
Gotta understand something, Birdman. Birdman was saying to me, dude, you can't be smoking in this jail.
Aruba.
So there I was on Shutter Island smoking a cigarette.
Do you guys remember Attica? I was there, dude. I created the riot in Attica.
Aruba still has a smoking thing at the airport.
Really?
Yeah, they have a bar,
Just don't ask about Natalie Holloway.
and you can smoke there.
Just don't ask about that sweet, sweet girl that got her head crushed.
Yeah, you go to Jamaica, you could probably smoke pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
Bring that back.
I don't mind it. There was a thing where it's like, I remember when they made the smoking ban. I was a smoker at the time, and I was kind of going like, well, why not just give the business owners the choice to make it a smoking business or a non-smoking business? There's like enough of a market of people that don't want to smell smoke.
It's insane that the thought of a smoking section and a non-smoking section could ever be a thing. at
Every
a
diner,
place.
dude, the diner, you'd fucking open the door, it was just fucking billow out.
Just get
At
immediate-
comedy clubs. I remember
Yeah.
in the Comedy
Yeah.
Connection in Boston.
Oh, I smoked at a comedy club.
pla-
Since I performed, I've smoked at comedy clubs.
Tucson-
There's not too many places,
on a plane
but
was the worst. When
Yeah,
they had
that's
a
great.
smoking
It's a
section
two.
on a plane is fucking nuts.
There, Laughs Tucson, you could smoke. You could smoke all the time, but then the Saturday early show was the non-smoking show, and you're like, it still smells like
I remember
cigarettes in
when
it.
I went to Buffalo at a certain point out of the city, one of the carts turned smoking. So
Really?
everybody just went to that cart and smoked.
That's why no one socializes anymore, because no one's out having cigarettes. And
they're back,
people that
though.
do.
Cigarettes are back in a big way.
But everyone
They
just looks at
fell
their
off
phone.
completely, and now cigarettes are fucking back.
They're
a
awesome.
lot of young people smoke cigarettes again.
You know, it's interesting. Smoking peaked in 1997. High school smoking or teenage smoking.
That's
Like
when
we were right. We were all in the middle of high school.
I was already
Bobby.
smoking by then. I started smoking in '95.
Bobby on his third
I was
job.
smoking when you could go. I used to buy my mother cigarettes at like 8. I'd go down and get
when
her
I was
cigarettes.
5, I went to Jose's Deli, and it was like a straight shut up Benson Street. It was on the corner of Benson Street and Railroad
Is this
Avenue.
the second scene in the movie?
No, but it should be.
I remember going to Hose B's Deli.
And my mom would go, and she would have me get the. She would write me a note to
my
get the
dad.
cigarettes on credit. Not only would I have to get her cigarettes, but I'd have to get them on credit, and they just wouldn't tell a kid no.
And then what kind of cigarettes were they?
Marlboro Reds.
Oh,
Reds.
Cowboy Killers.
Cowboy Killer. Just 2 packs a day. My mom would smoke.
That's what my dad
And
smoked.
literally, as she got cancer, she never stopped.
Dude, my
Not
dad,
for a minute did she stop.
my dad's liver was failing, and they were like, "You can't leave." And then he was like, "Can I get up and go smoke a cigarette?" And they're like, "I guess you can wheel the thing out."
Dawn's
And he,
mother
went out and
smoked.
smoked.
They said she goes, I'm going on home on hospice. She's dying.
Yeah.
And she would smoke. They had to cover half her table where she sat with tinfoil.
Just
Because
'cause
she would just fall asleep.
Conspiracy theory.
She kept falling asleep, and just the cigarette would just be on the table.
Oh yeah, my mom's whole mattress was covered. There was little cigarette burns.
Oh, yeah,
She was on methadone, so she would just smoke and then zonk out and almost light her bed on fire.
Yeah.
Can I
every
tell you right
night.
now? I know it was very sad. It was a horrific.
It was hilarious.
situation, but the thought of being on methadone and then taking that sweet drag where you just go like,
It's probably the best feeling in the world.
"Oh,
Dude,
and then you got your kid
exhale-
going, "Mom, you're asleep," and she goes, "Oh fuck."
Oh, it's probably watching Nick at Night on methadone while smoking
Oh,
cigarettes. It's heaven.
throw me a night court with a heavy John Larroquette episode, and
dude.
I'm just fucking.
I
dude.
used to feel that way. I'm like, I'm sober a long time, you know, and I'm very grateful to be
Sure.
sober. My life has improved. But one time I was in Iraq for a tour, or whatever.
Nate?
And I brought Vicodin.
It's a famous picture in the creek.
We got, which was borrowed by Rebecca. But I had a Vicodin with me. I took a Vicodin, and then they sold Cubans at the fucking base.
Sure.
And then I bumped into my buddy Brendan Holbrook from high school, and they had snuck beers into their thing. He was in the Army. And I had like 3 beers, a Vicodin, and a Cuban. And
Heaven.
through years of sobriety and spirituality, I've never felt as good
That's the moment.
as a Vicodin, a Cuban,
Yeah.
and like 3 fucking
And I feel
Miller
like, you know,
Lite
the scene in Shawshank where they get the 2 beers on the roof
Yeah.
after the roofing?
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
moment where it's just like in the sun, you're
Yes.
like, oh, that scene's great.
Yeah.
a painkiller and a couple of pops. I'm fucking cruising. I was like, this is great.
Dude,
And we were like in Saddam Hussein's palace. It was
Yeah.
fucking
Oh my
unreal.
god! And you're like,
You got cigar buzz, painkiller, beer.
It had to be so good.
Forget about it.
dude.
It was nice and warm. We had
Take
fucking
me-
taken over the nation.
Smoking cigarettes was the best.
it's the best. I remember when Joe
Everyone
and
right
I-
now is listening to this and be like, I need a cigarette right now.
Joe and I would meet up sometimes when I get off work from Dos Caminos before we'd go do sets, and we'd go to like these fucking Irish bars and just have a couple.
Yeah.
And the best was having like a shot and 2 beers, and then be like, Joe, I'll be right back, and just going out and smoking a cigarette and just talking to a random lady that's outside smoking.
I used to go home late at night
very
after,
friendly.
after my cellar spots, and Dawn would always be up.
Yeah.
And we would just sit around the table in the living room smoking butts all night long. We'd play cards, we'd fucking have coffee and just smoke. So fucking cool. The pack of cigarettes.
Oh,
Remember the cartons? I bought all the cartons. Remember when I quit?
Dude,
I
the
gave
greatest.
you and
I was so poor,
yeah,
and DeRosa tried fighting for some.
yeah.
I was so poor. You go, Don and I are quitting. We got a whole freezer full of cigarettes, and I don't even think he hung up the phone before I was at his house.
Yeah.
With a backpack, and I was like, "Put him in,
I had
put him
five-
in."
five cartons.
It was Parliament lights and the Camel black with the pink
With
that
the
were
pink,
all white, and I was like, "Please put him in my
Oh, the
backpack."
camel crushes?
Yes, no, he did have
that's
Camel.
Iron
Crushes.
Sheik's finisher.
Yeah,
You remember the fat camels? They would
yeah,
sit
Camel
there-
wides.
Camel Wides.
Camel Wides
love
were
Camel
crazy.
Wides.
Those are great.
Camel Lights were my smoke.
Camel
for a
Light-
minute. Then I started banging a chick who smoked Parliament Lights, so then that became my cigarette.
Coke cigarettes.
I did.
Those
yeah,
were all
yeah.
for cokeheads.
I did Merits. Remember Merits?
Oh, Merritt's. That's what my aunt smoked. Aunt Betty. You and Aunt Betty.
Merits.
By the way,
They
can
were
I
still
tell you
calling
something?
Aunt Betty.
Can I tell you something?
Aunt Betty and Uncle Bob.
Alpha leadership never smoked. They never got me. At some point, you guys
Because you can't
all
fit them in your mouth.
yeah,
They actually fit perfectly in his mouth.
yeah.
At some point, all
He
of
was
you were
built
like,
to smoke.
Yeah, he was
okay,
built-
I'll do that. Go.
Yeah, but you
Not
did
me. I was
Vicodin and everything
no,
else.
Is that how you think you smoke? You go.
That's
Well,
what-
is it not like cock?
Yeah, no, it got me. It got me for. I was 2 packs a day for like a decade.
I was
Turned your skin all brown. Look at
You're-
I'm not Puerto Rican. I'm an ashtray.
I might
wish
come
I
back.
wish you could turn it on and turn it off.
I might-
I'd love to go on vacation, not
If I
travel.
smoked one cigarette,
not
it'd
travel,
be that.
but vacation.
Sarah does it. Sarah smoked a few times. We went to
Girls
go to
can do
Europe.
it. Girls
Yeah.
will get drunk with their friends. It's
Yeah.
like, let me just get one of those.
And then they all
casually.
stand the same.
Yeah.
DePaulo would do it too. He'd smoke on the road, one cigarette.
I did Lucky Strikes, the non-filtered.
You are so
at one
old.
point.
It's crazy.
You're a relic.
No.
He's like, dude, I had it in my T-shirt. I'd roll
You
them
got
up.
to understand the
I-
socias.
I
They were the
did-
rich kids.
I did used to roll my cigarettes up in my shirt.
Oh yeah. It was-
I got it to the point where I had cigarette cases, like where you'd open it up, had the lighter built in.
Damn, you did get a lot of pussy. He opened a cigarette case and he went, Robert, nice to meet you.
Yeah, I wish I could like if I could just smoke one. Like when I finish my book, like fucking like
Stephen
Misery,
King?
like Misery when he fucking.
Hold on, I'm reading it right now.
Oh, you never read Misery?
No.
You ever watched the movie?
No, and I'm halfway through the book right now.
You never
My
watched
son's
the movie?
currently reading Misery as well.
I know, he started a book
He's
club.
living in misery.
Me and James. He's living in misery. He's great.
What? How great would this podcast be right now? if we
I
all-
do a 5-hour podcast.
If we were just smoking
Let's
butts.
smoke.
We can't.
just said
Katie
this.
and
You
I
guys
literally
got
have a
outdoor.
rule that if boots are on the ground for a foreign war, we're going to start smoking. We're so close. I'm getting DMs where people are like, boots are on the ground, and I have to write back, it's not boots on the ground. We're doing airstrikes. Because the second boots are on the ground, there's going to be a fucking Camel Light hanging out the corner of my fucking
Camel
hand.
Light.
Yeah,
Camel
man.
Light, that's the one.
Camel Blues now is what they call it for the Gen A, for the Gen Zs and
Going
their avocado toast.
Marlboro Red.
Marlboro Red is crazy. It's very.
You would
the
smoke
heaviest
one and you
cigarette.
go, that's too much. Camel Light, you come
Camel
right in
Light's where it's
perfect.
at.
What about when they had the American Spirits and we all thought they were healthy?
Dude, I went to a beer like festival in Fort Collins when American Spirits were new and they were handing them out, the yellow and the blues, and I got 20 packs. I was blackout drunk and I got 20 packs and I smoked them all day and I woke up the next day, I was like, what the fuck are Because
You
it's
remember
real tobacco.
there was a thing where cigarettes were getting crazy expensive in New York, and they would send out promoters like to bars.
Yeah.
Like you want to buy one get one free coupon. Those buy one get one free coupons. You could take them. You can go to CVS or Dwayne Reed.
It'll work.
Not only would it work, you could say, "Hey, just scan it and it'll work for a free pack." You didn't even have to buy it.
That's genius.
And if you just all you had to do was convince the person because they didn't give a shit. Be like, oh, by the way, it's a free. It says buy one get one. Just scan it, watch it. I'll show you. They're not going to charge. They go, all right, here. So I had like just booklets of them. I would talk them up and I'd be like, dude, here's comedy club tickets. Get some of your comedy tickets.
Genius idea.
Yeah.
We're all gonna fucking be on drugs and smoking again after this podcast.
Dude, it's like fucking Mad Men. This podcast.
I never thought I'd be comfortable buying secondhand cigarettes or like black market cigarettes. And then you move to New York City and you're like, I need to find a hookup because people would come into
I
bars.
need to find a black
Well,
guy
when I used
outside
to
of
fly,
a
I used to go down
deli.
to South Carolina, North
Oh,
Carolina.
yeah.
Anytime that's where I got all those cartons. Anytime I went down to North Carolina, I would just load up.
Because they
on
were like
cartons.
$2 a pack.
It was like $8 a carton.
Do you remember the Asian lady at
I don't remember,
the
sir. Remember what you sound like?
5th and 2nd
Well, what
On,
you want to go ahead?
on Comedy as a Second Language?
Oh yeah.
That lady would come in.
Oh yes,
No,
I
she would
forgot
come in-
about that lady.
No, Joe. Oh yeah.
Oh yes, I remember.
Dude, she would come in and I'd be like, I love you so much. Let me get Camel Lights. And she'd be like, you don't love me. And we'd have like a little.
the black dude that used to come here.
I used to buy cigarettes from him.
Still
here.
comes.
He
shows up once a week.
I saw him last week
with
here.
a trash bag.
Yeah.
and he would just hand me my cigarettes.
Because by the way, all the waiters would buy it.
Yep.
All the comics would buy it.
Yeah.
Big J introduced me to that guy when I first started working at the cellar.
He was my fucking man.
He'd come in. He would hand me 3 Camel Lights, packs of Camel Lights, and I knew exactly how much money.
I'll be back.
Go pee. He's gonna go smoke.
Too much caffeine.
Oh my god,
I miss
dude.
smoking.
It's the best.
The last day of Skankfest, let's smoke one cigarette each.
I can't.
I can't.
Because Katie,
I'm too much of an addict.
Katie wants to come back with me, and I'm bringing her with me because that.
If Dan and Katie smoke, I'm smoking.
All right,
I'll smoke.
Bring
I will
Katie to
literally-
Skankfest this year.
I will literally let you know, and I might. I'll tell her.